Yo, welcome back to the Huddle. Got some topics I want to get off my chest today. Episode 3. I got a few topics we want to discuss today. We want to talk about Bill Belichick. I want to talk about the Bengals over the Chiefs. I'm going to talk about the Denver Broncos, Mike White. I want to talk about the play calling for the NFL nowadays. I'm not understanding this bullshit. And I want to talk about the Browns and what happens if Deshaun Watson wins out and actually sneaks the Browns into the playoffs. I'd like to give a big shout out to everybody who follows this podcast. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for following. Thank you for interacting and everything above. Love to all of y'all. I'm a Patriot fan, so I want to talk about Bill Belichick and the fact that I feel like he needs to be fucking fired. If not fired, he needs to be on a fucking hot seat because this is maybe 3 years out since Brady's fucking left and you have produced nothing for us. Now, don't get me wrong. The one time you get money you want to buy receivers, you want to buy tight ends, and the fact that you couldn't do this when we had Tom Brady. You want to wait till we get Mac Jones. Don't get me wrong, Mac Jones is a great quarterback. Not great, excuse me. Wrong terminology. He's a good quarterback. You tried to buy him weapons to get him started, which is understandable, but I feel like it's a waste of fucking money. And I'm sorry, Belichick does not know how to fucking draft either. Don't get me wrong. He drafted Brady out of the fucking luck that nobody else paid attention to Brady. Because back then you needed to have all his physique to be a fucking quarterback. But my thing is, since then, Belichick has done a horrible job at fucking drafting. All because this motherfucker don't want to pay anybody. And this is the problem with fucking having because you feel like you're that great of a fucking coach. In all reality, you're not. You're a good defensive coordinator. You're a good special teams guy. You're not good on offense. So you do not know how to draft offensive players. That's not your expertise. Now, don't get me wrong. You're a good defensive coach, but you need somebody else to take the reins on offense. And so far this year, you're showing everybody that you do not know how to build an offensive team. No matter what you put on the field on defense, Belichick always seems to get it right on defense. No matter who he puts in certain places, he builds them up to a point where they become good players, sometimes great players. But my thing I'm having an issue with is that you cannot build on offense. And this kills me because we allow Josh McDaniels to, I think he did about 10 years with us total. I can't really get the math on that right now. But the fact that this man developed with Brady, and turned the New England Patriots into an offensive juggernaut for many years. That's exactly what he did. He turned this into an offensive juggernaut for many years behind Tom Brady, despite having a lack of receivers that Bill Belichick fails to bring into the building. He doesn't pay for no fucking body and wonder why a man can sit there for 20 years doing the right thing, because I commend him for doing that for 20, because most quarterbacks would have been left since they're inevitable of having good receivers. Incapable of having good receivers on the team, he still made everybody better. But Josh McDaniels is the only one who can actually run an offense. He's doing a shitty job in Las Vegas. Just like he did a shitty job in Denver as a head coach. He's not a head coach. I don't care what anybody tells me, Josh McDaniels cannot be a fucking head coach. He can't be a head coach. He's not good at controlling a whole team. He can only control one side of the ball, which is the offense, and I'm not going to hold you. He's a great fucking play caller, especially when it comes to quarterbacks who don't have that downfield arm all the time. There's no running game. He can make the short passing game an extension of the running game. But yet you let him go because I'm assuming you probably don't want to pay him enough to stay. You probably had too much fucking pride to ask this man, yo, listen, Josh McDaniels, you're great on offensive coordinator. I need you here. I don't know if the Patriots can actually move forward without you in the same exact way because Matt Patricia can't play offense. The man been an offensive coordinator one fucking time for maybe one season and the rest been defense. Ain't this shit else on there but hold that fucking pencil and call plays that he probably don't even know. I'm pretty sure they're looking at the tape, renaming plays and calling those same plays instead of developing new plays. And Bill Belichick, I don't really think he's keeping up with the NFL. Like, he is, but it's in the way he's like, I understand the philosophy of we have to run the ball. Because no matter what team you are, you got to run the ball. But if you're running the fucking ball constantly and you have no trust in throwing it because you feel like your defense is that top-notch, there's a problem. You're not going to win a Super Bowl without a quarterback that's going to make the throws. And I'm sorry, but I know it's a short stint, but there's plenty of games last season in Mac Jones' rookie year where he showed that he can put the ball downfield if the scheme is right, if the plays are open, if the guys are there, he has the accuracy. The man put on muscle this season so he can continue to try to throw the ball downfield, but yet you want to play this running game so bad, and Bill, you want to be the guy. Like, you remind me, you're the Jerry Jones of New England. Without actually being the owner, but you want to be in control of every fucking thing. And the fact that your way is not fully working, you have to be able to push the fucking ball downfield, and you're not grabbing receivers. You're not drafting receivers in the first round. You know how many receivers we missed on this season that we could have had? Plenty of receivers in the draft. Plenty of receivers in the draft. Plenty of tight ends. Plenty of defense. There's so many players that we could have possibly had to help our defense. And you rush to draft Cole Strange. Don't get me wrong. He's an okay interior offensive lineman. But his draft stock was not that high to be picked first. So I'm sorry, but Bill Belichick should not be a GM. He should not be a GM. Ever since he struck on Brady, everybody feels like this man is a great GM. The greatest coach ever. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Brady had a lot to do with that because in a bunch of seasons without Brady, where the fuck is Belichick going? If you're this guru of a fucking coach and you was under par sales, don't get me wrong, I don't know if I can count the years with the Browns because it is the Cleveland Browns and trying to win back then with them was like, it was kind of a hyperbole then. But you were with the Giants, so Lawrence Taylor, you was the defensive coach there. You came to New England, you had Drew Bledsoe, you did shit with him. It's like what part of the franchise before Brady took over that you were going to become this guru of a fucking coach? Now, don't get me wrong. Over the years, he became that defensively. But as long as he's in charge of drafting the players on that team, I don't think New England's going anywhere no time soon because Brady masked all of that. All the mishaps in the draft that we missed out on. Lamar Jackson, Nick Chubb, and a plethora of other players that we could have had on our squad that we missed the fuck out on because Belichick is being a GM. And he's not that good of a GM. He's not. I believe the Rams had Cole Strange going in the 6th round or some shit like that, and you drafted him first. Why? You trade Shaq Mason away to the Buccaneers. It's like you're trying to help other teams win because you don't want to pay these fucking guys. The last year, Robert Kraft opened the checkbook and told you to go buy people. We need players. And you chose to get subpar players outside of Hunter Henry. See, guys have one good year and you assume that, okay, I'm going to go grab these players. And Kendrick Bourne is an okay player. He got better. But my thing is, what has he proven to get paid the contract he got paid? Nelson Aguilar is the reason why he's been getting shipped out of places every fucking year before you decide to give him a 4-year fucking contract. I believe 4 years or 3 years. I think Matthew Judon is the only player that he picked up that was good. That's my gripe there. I feel like Bill Belichick needs to be fired as GM. If you're going to stay on and not be on the hot seat because it's the third, because if he does not make the playoffs this year, I feel like Robert Kraft needs to look somewhere else. Because sometimes loyalty can fuck up a franchise just because you want to be loyal to somebody. Let's look at the fucking Bengals and how they were so loyal to Marvin Lewis. I believe it's Marvin Lewis, yes. Marvin Lewis. 15 or 16 seasons, Marvin Lewis been the head coach of the Bengals and they were going nowhere. He didn't pay him a lot of money. He didn't ask for a lot of money, but there was some kind of loyalty between them for 15 years. Where have the Bengals been? Never got out of the first round the 5 times that they did make the playoffs. Never got out of the first round. If this is a what have you done for me lately type of league, then I feel like Robert Kraft needs to go to the drawing board and ask himself, Belichick, you let Brady walk out the door. You didn't ask this man to stay. You knew I wanted him, but I trusted you in your judgment. What have you done for me lately? And if Robert Kraft can tell himself that Belichick really hasn't done much lately, then he need to pull the fucking plug, either him as a GM or pull the plug on him, period, and get somebody else in there who's willing to actually help the fucking team and not let their ego control what they want to do. Because Bill Belichick's ego is the problem here. It's his fucking ego. When a guy comes to him and feel like they had a good season, that they should be getting paid a lot more, you feel like, no, I can make another you. What happens when Matthew Judon wants to get paid? Again. The way Von Miller got paid at the age of 33 for 6 years and some change. What if Matthew Judon wants the same thing because of the production he's giving you? You gonna let him go to say what? I can make another you? Shit like this is what deters players from wanting to come to play for New England. And the reason why he ends up only having or able to get either people that other teams cut, or you have to draft players enough for just to have them for their rookie contract, because when it's time to pay these guys after they showed what they can do, he don't want to fucking do it. So yeah, as a New England Patriot fan, because I'm a Patriot fan, and I've been this way for over a decade. I've been a Patriot fan over 10 years. No, excuse me, I'm lying. 2000, my math is a little wrong, excuse me. Since 99, I've been a Patriot fan. Since 1999. And I'm telling you, it might be time for Belichick to go if he can't get his shit together. Oh, that shit pisses me off. But anyway, I want to talk about the Bengals and the Chiefs and my thoughts on that game, because it's a hell of a fucking game, a hell of a rematch. And I'm starting to feel like Joe Burrow has Patrick Mahomes' number. Because head-to-head, it seems like Joe Burrow seems to keep getting the best of him, despite the players around him, because Mahomes has a better season so far, stat-wise than him. So I can't no longer say, oh, because Burrow has this player, and that player. It seems like head-to-head, he has the better of him. And this reminds me of, because everybody's calling Joe Burrow Tom Brady 2.0. The next Tom Brady type figure in the NFL is Joe Burrow. So this is somewhat reminding me of a Peyton Manning Tom Brady rivalry in the NFL. In the same AFC conference. The guys going head to head, two of some of the best. And Brady was kind of getting the best of Manning all the time, despite Manning having better numbers throughout the season. So in the comment section, if you're following us on the YouTube channel at youtube.com/thehuddle, leave your thoughts in the comments about the Bengals and Chiefs, and especially Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes. But I think this is going to be a great rivalry for the years to come, and I'm really excited to see it. I want to get on to Broncos Nation. Let's ride. Oh, man, what the fuck did Russell Wilson start, right? I'm sorry, but I know you're paying this man $250 million. But I feel like it's time to sit his ass down. Whoever the fuck the backer, we're losing games. You might as well tank the rest of the fucking season. Sit Russell Wilson the fuck down. Let him think about the dumb shit he's fucking doing, the things he's not fucking doing that he should be doing. and sit his ass down because you're going to lose the team. You're going to lose players, and nobody wants to play with him at this moment. Right now, it seems like this is the year of the backups. So whoever the backup is in Denver needs to be put on the field. If they lose, fine, they lose. It's a fucking backup. But if they win, sometimes you can rally behind that and the team can play better. It seems like everybody's rallying around their backups this season. Because there's no way you're putting up 9. This is aggravating me because it's the Ravens, who defense suck in the fourth quarter. The Ravens have the worst defense in the fourth quarter, but for some reason, the defense seems to play great. You know why? Because Russell Wilson's on the other side. Like Sam Darnold played even better. He outplayed who? Russell Wilson on the other side. Every quarterback outplays fucking Russell Wilson. Again, this is what happens when you pay a fucking game manager $250 million. See, everybody had that hype train when it was Garoppolo, realizing Garoppolo was just a game manager. Yet he was the highest paid at the time he got paid his first contract. When he first got to San Francisco. They got many places, don't get me wrong. They got far enough to even get to the Super Bowl, which is perfectly fine. But you got to realize at the end of the day, you have to put it in the quarterback's hands eventually. And right now, if I'm Denver Broncos, I'm sitting Russell Wilson down. Fuck it. We lost out on the picks. It was a bad fucking move. You know what? Let it the fuck go. Sit Russell Wilson the fuck down. Let his ass learn to stop being this bougie ass quarterback that seems to be who thinks he's untouchable, who thinks he got it because he had a no trade clause in your contract. Who's not humble enough to understand, damn, I'm fucking up. Every week we got to keep hearing Russell Wilson say, I got to play better. I got to play better. When the fuck are you going to play better? When the hell are you going to play better? Week after week, you keep shitting bricks. Like, if I'm the defense, I'm really ready to blast him on TV. Like, yo, Russell Wilson's fucking up. If I'm Randy Gregory, I'm going to sit there and say, yo, Russell Wilson is fucking up. If I'm Johnson, if I'm fucking Patrick Surtain, I'm going to say, yo, listen, I'm tired of busting my ass on defense to hold these teams to fucking 10 points. We the top defense when it comes to holding teams down, but yet this motherfucker can't sit there and put up 17 points. He can't give us 2 touchdowns a game at least. Our running back is out, and then we're going to put the ball in your hands. Get us at least 2 or 3 touchdowns a fucking game. Shit, 2 touchdowns and a couple field goals. It don't fucking matter. Just get us some fucking points. And we can't seem to get no points because you seem to not know what the fuck you're doing ever since you left fucking Seattle. I mean, Pete Carroll, yo, congratulations, bro. You are winning games with Geno Smith. You know why? Because Geno Smith is not a game manager. Geno Smith can actually play football. He just needed the right system. He needed the right time to wait. He needed to develop a little more than he did coming in as a rookie for the Jets. He got 2 outside weapons that's even better than he had in New York. He has a running back on top of that and an okay defense enough to win games. And Pete Carroll knows that. This is what got Pete Carroll the championship. My quarterback is not making mistakes. He's playing within the team. He's not thinking he's above the fucking team the way Russell Wilson thought he's above the team. And we're winning fucking games. Pete Carroll knows, excuse me, Russell, you're not worth $250 million. You got drafted in the 3rd fucking round. I put you in there for a fucking reason. We didn't have nobody else ready to play. Who else really was going to, when Russell Wilson got drafted to Seattle, who else was going to play quarterback? Who else they had on their fucking roster that was really sitting and say, yo, this dude can take it somewhere? No, Russell Wilson can scramble when needed. He was young, so he wanted to prove himself that he can play in the league, which a lot of quarterbacks play good because they have a chip on their shoulder at the time. Let's look at Baker Mayfield. Came in the league with a chip on his shoulder, and now look what happened. Got a little comfortable, made the playoffs a little bit, made one playoff, won a few games. Now look where he at. In Carolina fighting for a fucking backup position because they're moving on to another quarterback soon. Get my plate here? Do y'all really get my plate right here? And Russell Wilson was in the same predicament, just drafted in the 3rd round with a chip on his shoulder, mad because everybody else passed up on him. There's a reason why everybody passed the fuck up on you. You're not as good as you think you are. You won 1 championship and let it get to your fucking head and realize you ain't even the reason they won a championship. Russell Wilson's not even the reason they won their first chip. Cam Chancellor, Earl Thomas, Richard Sherman, Bobby Wagner, my man Big Mike. These the motherfuckers that won that championship for him. Peyton Manning was seeing fucking ghosts. Peyton Manning was seeing ghosts. That's what won the championship. For some reason, Russell Wilson got in his fucking head that he's the reason they fucking won. No, bro. You were just there. You was just fucking there. That's it. Marshawn kept the ball away from the other team, and the Legion of Boom took the ball away from the other team. This is how you got to where you at. But for some reason, you feel like you're this hot shot that you need $250 million, or you're not playing no more because you had some good seasons after the Legion of Boom broke the fuck up. You know why? Because they was forcefully having to put the ball in your hands. And realized y'all wasn't going anywhere. You was one and done a lot. You know why? Because there's no running game for you to lean on the way you're supposed to have it. So like I said, Denver Nation, let's ride, as Russell Wilson says, because it seems like y'all ain't riding no fucking way right now. Sit Russell Wilson the fuck down. Let him learn his fucking lesson and stop thinking that you're this top-notch guy. I don't give a fuck. Except if I'm the coach, I don't give a fuck how much I'm paying you. Or how much, I'm not paying you. How much they're paying you. If you're not producing for me, you sit the fuck down. Like, shit like this, where the fuck is Bill Parcells when shit like this is going the fuck down? Rex Ryan need to get the fuck back on that field. He needs to be on that sideline. Coaches like this need to know, because, bro, you're going to sit the hell down there. Because as long as you keep losing games, I'm about to lose my job. I'm not about to have that. And for me to keep my job, a lot of times, if you can win a locker room over as a coach, you can keep your job even if you're losing games because you won the locker room. Players are going to want to stay in that city. The stars are going to want to stay there because you won over them in the locker room. Because you made the right choices. This brings me to the Jets. Robert Saleh knew what the fuck he had to do. I have to win this locker room, even though we're winning games, but what if we were losing? And as we can see, Zach Wilson is being the problem. I'm going to win my locker room to know that I'm still going to keep my job in New York because New York media knows I'm about this team. I'm about this football team. If I can win over the media, especially the media in New York City, you can win. You can keep your job that way. Because don't nobody love good press other than the New York Giants and the New York Jets organization. This is why you have to win your locker room over and have to make these tough calls. Zach Wilson, you're playing fucked up. And the fact that you played fucked up and you admitted that you're not the problem and you don't want to take accountability, I got to pull the plug on you. Inactive the next 2 games. Mike White, you're starting. And Mike White might have just won his fucking starting job. He might keep the fucking job. If I'm the New York Jets and Robert Saleh, I'm sorry. Even if we lose these games out, I'm keeping Mike White as the starter because Mike White has shown me that he can play for one. Number 2, he's going to keep the locker room morale up. Because whenever he loses or he's not playing well, he's being honest about the situations. His stats are showing, I can play in this fucking league. There's a man who admitted that he was not ready as a rookie to come play in the league, but he feel like he's ready now because he sat back and watched. Zach needs to sit the fuck back and watch now because Zach came in with a big fucking head. I never heard of a fucking rookie holding out in the beginning of this, as soon as he gets fucking drafted because he wants to get a contract. Yeah, I guarantee I see why you're holding out now because you know for a fact your play is not going to warrant that contract. You know who else held out? And it wasn't shit when they played? Jamarcus fucking Russell. He wasn't shit when he played. But this man want to hold out for millions and millions and millions of fucking dollars. That he's some hot shot and then showed up to be nothing. So do I think Mike White, the way Mike White has been playing, like I said, I'm a Patriot fan. Mike White's been playing fucking awesome. So does he deserve to keep that starting spot? Yeah. Let him keep it. So he shows that he doesn't deserve it anymore, you let him keep it. Let him keep it. So you're wrong, Jets Nation. Stand behind your quarterback. Stand behind Robert Saleh. And the organization should stand behind Robert because he made the decision that the Denver Broncos, I'm going to say Nathaniel Hackett, because right now it seems like you're not showing that you can be a coach. You're not ready to make the tough decisions. Because you see how your team's reacting, your bench is reacting to Russell Wilson. Nobody's loving this. You need to pull a plug on him and let him sit his ass down. Tank the rest of the season, get a... Oh, excuse me, can't even do that. I just slipped my mind again. Because Denver don't have their first round pick. But you might as well see what you have in your backup. Oh, shit, if I was trade... See, I'll give Russ to next year before I decide to trade. I'm not going to say trade Russ. I'll give Russ next year before I decide to trade him. And if I know I'm not getting first-round picks for him because of the shitty season he's having now, but if I'm going to get at least a third and a fourth, maybe 2 fourths and a fifth for him, something like that, then you might as well fucking take it. You can find a good quarterback in the third or fourth round. These are the guys that got the chip on their shoulder that got to prove something. But right now, Russell Wilson needs to sit his ass down. Because having all these stipulations, like I said, there's a reason why you had a no-trade clause in your contract like that. You knew what you're not capable of doing. And you're only 33, and it's like, damn, everybody's shitting on Cam Newton at 33, but damn, look at Russell Wilson. Right now, I'd rather have Cam Newton. If I was Denver right now, I'd go call Cam Newton. If I was the Denver Broncos right now, I would definitely go give Cam Newton a fucking call. And sit Russell Wilson the rest of the season. Because one thing Cam Newton can do is win a locker room. One thing Cam Newton can do is bring up morale. One thing Cam Newton could do is put seats in the damn building just because he's Cam fucking Newton. But right now, Russell Wilson is not it. Let me get... And speaking of Mike White, I'm talking about that Viking game. Because as a Patriot fan, I'm glad the Vikings won. So I'm glad that the play calling that the Jets did was what was what they did. But this is, I mean, in the NFL, I'm not understanding the 5-yard line. We get in the 5-yard line, we get inside the 5. We at the 4, we at the 3. Why are we throwing the ball? I don't give a damn what down is on. I don't give a fuck if we're going for it on all 4 downs. If you don't have a jumbo formation or an I formation, heavy I formation, one receiver outside, where you know it's just one-on-one on the outside, there's nobody else involved, you should be running the fucking ball. I don't give a damn. You quarterback sneak it 3 different ways. I don't care if you have a trick running play or whatever it is, but you should not be throwing the damn ball. Inside the 5-yard line. You telling me you pay these offensive linemen what money? You pay them all this money, and no, we're not doing it. I say, hey, coach, I don't give a fuck if we don't even get it on 4th down, but we're running the damn ball. If it ain't an emergency and the time ain't against us, I'm not throwing the ball. I'm not throwing the ball. There's no need to throw the ball. There's no need to throw the damn ball. Last but not least, I want to talk about Deshaun Watson. He had an okay return game. I'm happy for him. I've been waiting for him to get back on the field. But let me know what y'all think. If the Browns can win out, and get into the playoffs sneakily, 7th seed, where do we rank Deshaun Watson? Let's just say down the stretch, he has 5 good games. Do we re-rank him back to where it was when he left, or do we bump him down a notch because of the ascension of the Justin Herberts, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow? Who else could I say? Yeah, that's really about it. In the AFC, it's not really, well, Josh Allen, there I go. Can we really rank him top 5 again if he can really ball out this season, the rest of the season, and actually get the Browns into the playoffs? Let me know what y'all think about that, because I still believe Deshaun Watson is a top 5 quarterback. I know he hasn't played in a while, but I still don't think that deters somebody from being top 5. And I'm saying that because let's look at DeAndre Hopkins. How the man, he was out the first 6 games, came in and had 45 catches the next 4 games. You get what I'm saying? I still rank him top 10. possibly still top 5 receiver. So let me know what y'all think about that, and hit the comment section up on the YouTube channel at youtube.com/@thehuddle. And let me know what y'all think. Don't forget to subscribe. We have more episodes coming. I know it was a little bit of a delay, but I wasn't feeling well. But now I'm back, and I'm ready to start talking again. Hit us up on the Instagram for a follow at the Huddle Podcast on Instagram. We have a Facebook page as well at the Huddle. Hit me up on the email at galoretalk@gmail.com. And with that being said, y'all be safe out here. Y'all take care of each other and yourself.